reputation, or respect, if you've grown up on the hard streets of San Andreas like I have. A good reputation is sort of like an invisible buff that makes others more willing to interact with you. For example, who would you want to buy a video game from? Jeff, your friendly Christian neighbor who spends all of his free time helping at the soup kitchens, or Ezekiel, the local drug addict that picks his nose with rusty nails? If you've picked Ezekiel just now, you are lying. The world is run on good reputation. Handshakes, friendly smiles, business. The gaming industry? That's the best transition I've got, take it or leave it. Well, despite me saying all that, most corporations' reputations don't act like that. They act like a balancing scale, where the CEOs decide between a good reputation and a bad one. But why would they do that? Why would they choose to have a bad reputation? Well, because money. Sure, having a good reputation will make the consumer's decision to buy products easier. Just look at Baldur's Gate 3 developers, Lorien Studios. They've been killing it for years now with their games. But that's not really enough for a corporation. A corporation's sole goal is to make as much profit as possible, no matter the cost. The predatory tactics they use are nothing more than a tool to achieve that goal. And though we may view it as morally bad, to them it's just cold, hard business. Naturally, this clashes with our moral viewpoint that could end up damaging the corporation's reputation. And there is no better example of this than Electronic Arts. 15 years ago, EA was viewed as the good guy, but today, when someone thinks of the face of all evil, one would think of Electronic Arts due to its actions. Any goodwill we once had for EA has more than dried up. Any sort of choice they make in the pursuit of profit is met with distrust and disgust from us now. But if you were to ask them, they would likely say it was worth it due to the profit they made. Still though, other game corporations aren't as lucky as EA. Ubisoft had a real chance of closing earlier this year, barely surviving by the skin of their teeth by selling their own assets. But even then, if the next game they make doesn't sell, this could be it for them. And I don't have high hopes for that. With their ongoing lawsuit right now, things will only get worse for them. But I won't cry for them. I hope the decision to make an NFT game in the year 2025 was worth it for you, you greedy cretins. See? That's what I mean with this whole reputation thing. Once upon a time, I was a fan of theirs, up until they made one too many choices I didn't agree with. Of course, it's fine if it's one or two idiots like me who feel that way. But if it's a few million, now there's a problem. A problem that requires a name. Anti-fans. That's what they call us now if we don't agree with the choices they make. And as much as I'd like to scoff at that little title, if I sit and think about it for a second, I can see where they are coming from. Imagine someone hates something you did that you thought was right so bad, they go out of their way to make sure your product fails. Some of them even going out of their way to send death threats to you. And that is never okay. Now increase that one guy to a couple of million, that is scary. That is what you would call an anti-fan. Still though, these anti-fans feel so strongly about it because at their core, they are in fact fans who want what's best for their hobby. And I can also understand where anti-fans are coming from. I am someone who doesn't have any particular passions in life aside from gaming. That's all I care about. Now imagine if someone takes the one thing I like and tries to make it worse from my point of view. Of course I would be upset. Of course I would rage. And now, no one wins. The game gets stuck in the middle of a tug-of-war where they could go out of business and we could end up not getting the game. Navigating any of this mess can be difficult, especially with money involved. Case in point, CD Projekt Red. Before Cyberpunk's release, they were viewed as the pinnacle of all good in gaming. Heroes, spoken of in awe. But that's when money happened. In order to hit a Christmas sales boost, the executives that have no idea how the game-making process actually works ordered the game to be released in December, even though the actual creators told them that it wasn't going to be ready by then. And we all know how that went.
It's a city of dreams, and I'm a big dreamer.
No one talks about CD Projekt Red the same way as before. They've just become another game company now. Goodwill can dry up fast. That's why all choices made by corporations are calculated risk for profit. Look at Nintendo. Say what you will about them. I know I have. But they read us perfectly. They knew there would be people out there who would buy the Switch 2 and its games for those prices. Games which you don't technically own on a console that is more or less a rental they can brick anytime they so choose. They were right. For now. Because I will not forget this, nor will others who have been burned by them. Because if it's true that a morally good business decision could affect the consumer's next choice of purchase, then the inverse is also true. That is a reputation, and Nintendo has swung that pendulum. Whether it swings back or not remains to be seen. But whether it does or does not in fact matter for them right now. Because there's one universal truth that will always be true even if it's not acknowledged. Respect is earned and not given, and lost just the same. At the end of it all, they need us to keep them afloat, and not the other way around. We have all the power, not the corporations nor the shareholders. If we don't buy, they will go out of business. They know this and tread carefully up until they slip up and lose our respect. And they always will. It's just a matter of time, as greed is its own incentive. Remember, watch them and decide what you would like from them before the purchase. That's how we win ultimately. That's how we get better games. Or in short, just vote with your wallet.